All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you what I had for dinner today. This is a beef and vegetable kind of stew that my wife made. And you can tell looking at it, it doesn't look low histamine and it doesn't really taste low histamine, which is part of what makes it fun. This actual dish is called beef estofado, which is a Filipino dish that my wife grew up eating. And she figured out how to adjust the recipe to make it low histamine. And she makes this somewhat often, and I like it quite a bit, so I'm going to share it with you. All right, so, and the portions I'm giving here are enough really for like a whole family. All right, so the core of the dish is potatoes, carrots, and plantains, and beef, and some other stuff for flavor. So first thing we do is we take a bowl, and in that bowl, we mix up 2 pounds of beef, and like all low histamine recipes, freshness matters, especially with protein. So you don't want old beef or that is going to be problematic. Make sure you have fresh, well-sourced beef. So 2 pounds of beef cut up into pieces, 2 tablespoons of garlic, 8 ounces of applesauce or apple juice, 6 tablespoons of coconut aminos. I'm looking at the recipe here. And then salt, pepper, oregano, and bay leaf to taste. You mix all that up in a bowl on the side. Okay. Then we take a pressure cooker. And in the pressure cooker, we take a whole onion, cut it up into small pieces. And we throw the onion in and fry that. And while the onion is cooking, we wait till it fries. And then we take the bowl of beef, garlic, applesauce, or juice, coconut aminos, salt, pepper, oregano, bay leaf, and throw all that in. And coconut aminos, by the way, are, if you're not aware, they're basically fake soy sauce made from coconut that's low histamine. So we throw all that in. And we mix it all up together, and then we take a whole cup of water and pour the water in. The original recipe would call for a cup of like bone broth or beef broth, but that can be high histamine, so we're replacing that with a cup of water. The original recipe also has pineapple juice, but we're taking that out. We're using the apple juice instead. Okay, so we put that all in the Instapot, and we close the top and put it on pressure cook for 35 minutes. While it's cooking, on the side, we take a whole potato and cut it up into chunks, like this size, and fry that. Potatoes are done, take them off. Take a whole carrot, cut it up into pieces, fry that. And then we take a whole plantain and cut up into pieces and fry the plantain. So some of you might think plantains are high in histamine, but they should be okay. People usually think about bananas being high in histamine. And bananas can be problematic if they're ripe. If they're yellow, starting to spot, they can be histamine liberators. Problem with bananas, people like to eat them ripe, but plantains are cooked, so it's totally okay to have them a bit underripe, in which case it's fine, generally. So just make sure the plantain's not, overripe. And you cut all that up and fry those on the side. You could theoretically cook that in the pressure cooker, but the problem is that they would get all mushy. So that's why we cook the potato, carrot, and plantain on the side so they maintain their harder texture. And then after the 35 minutes are done, we open up the pressure cooker and we take the potatoes, carrots, and plantains and throw them in and mix it all up together. And that's basically the recipe. On the side, we usually cook rice. We have a rice cooker, which I recommend. And this tastes really good served on rice because it's got kind of like a saucy gravy texture to it. So, and that's the recipe. I'm going to take a bite. Let's see. Very good. Again, it doesn't taste low histamine. If you ate this in a restaurant, you would probably assume there's like red wine and other stuff in here. It tastes too good to be low histamine, but it is. And obviously everyone has their own preferences. So if there's any ingredients in here that are, you react to, then obviously don't cook with those. But in general, this should work. So it's very good. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.